what we're going to do first of all, I've got a piece of white card, and it's not going to be anything too difficult, but I think you're going to kind of use this idea, especially on your Christmas table. So if I bring in the dies here, you'll see what we've got. So we've got the 3 bases, and we've got the 3 top pieces, and then we've got all your extra little bits. So what I want to do is take this one from here, first of all. Now then, there are a couple of ways that you can do this, and I spoke to the design team to find out the ideas behind this and everything. So the best thing to do, I have found, is to choose the top bit that you want on here. And I'm not going to make just a straightforward tag. I'm actually going to make something a little bit different, just to show you the versatility of it. Now what I want to do here as well, I want this to go through my little Gemini Mini. Yeah. Because if you've got a Mini, as long as we can get it through there, then use that, it's quick. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pop this card into here, okay? And we're going to pop that through the Mini, okay? Now you don't need to take that all the way through. Okay. Just pop that end through, pop it back. And this is the bonus with this, because what that's going to do is going to now chop the top of your tag like that. So just peel that off gently. Now what you can do is you can bring in your trimmer. I'm doing a slim tag here, so I'm just going to bring in my trimmer and trim down the edges there. So this is 210, I think. It's like I've taken a piece of A4 and turned it round. Right. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to line that up onto there, like that, and then cut down there. And then I'm going to do the same on this side as well. And what I can do, a little tip here for you, if you cut that bit there, and everybody's going to do this differently, you're all going to find your own way, but this one worked for me because now I can see where I want to line that up on my my cutting line there. Okay, so that then gives us a long tag. Okay, so what you can do now, this is where you would decide which element you want on the bottom. So say for instance, if you wanted the present, then you can put the present there now, because your die will match up to the width. So then if you wanted a really long tag and you wanted to write on it, you know, "Dear Jenny, sorry we can't be with you at Christmas, blah, blah, blah," you could put that on the present, but hope to see you soon. Yeah. So it's great for that, because you might want to write an important message on the tag. If you want it to be a short tag, like we used to, you can cut it from there. Okay. So this is the beauty of it. So in effect, you can slide it up and down and decide exactly where you want it. You might want it really short, you might want it long, but that's how you do it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something different, because I want to make something a little bit like this. So I'll show you on the overhead here, then you can see. That's cute. So what I've done is made it look like a little envelope. And by keeping it that length, I've scored it like 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've folded the top over to it so that it resembles a little envelope. Then by putting some of our beautiful new glitter card on the front and making another little tag with the snowflake, what we can do is we put someone's name on here and then pop that in. So that then becomes like a place setting. That's so cute. Which is quite cute. And if you've got maybe six or eight people coming round, it can almost be like a game. Yeah. So they can all go and pull out the tags and go, "Oh no, I'm not sitting here." Oh, like musical chairs. You know what I mean? So you can almost make it into a little game as well. So these are the things that you need to think about when you're getting your tags. Yes. So we've got the little tag here where you can actually put someone's name on. As we mentioned. So we're going to recreate this. It's quite simple to do, and it takes a few minutes to do, but again, it's a fun way of using your tag. So what we need to do now, now we've got the tag, we need to just bring it in and pop it on the scoreboard. So we want to create what looks like an envelope front. So what I'm going to do is just line it up on that end there so that I can then do a score line. I'm going to do a score. I'm going to just move that up a little bit, just to the end of where the little bend goes around there, where it starts to join the straight a bit. Yeah. So we're just going to do that. Let me just hold that on there, and we're going to just go down there, and we'll do 1 or 2 little scores because we're using cardstock here. Okay, and then we will fold that over like that, and I'll get my score tool in a minute and we'll fold that over. So that then creates this little bit here. So now what we need to do score lines to make it turn around. So we're going to put it back onto the scoreboard. We're going to score at 4. And again, do 2 or 3 little score lines. We're going to score at 8. We're going to score at 12. Just do 3 lines, and then we're going to score at 16. Okay. And then what we can do then is we are going to fold it like this. We'll fold it both ways so we get a nice little envelope. I'll just pop that flat out there, and we'll do it both ways like that, just to give a nice crease. Like that. And then what we'll do then is we will fold it like this. So what you get is you get that little bit like that. Now we want it to be neat inside, obviously, because people can see it. So we're going to just chop that little extra bit off there. And then we can just tape it together like that. So that's what gives you that little triangular envelope, and that's what helps it stand up, because it's got a nice flat base now. So what we'll do now is we will pop that in place by using some of our foam tape. So what we need to do to create that pocket, we need the base to stay away from the front. So if I pop a little bit of tape on here, like that, we'll just trim that with, just use the little scissors to trim that, so that makes it a little bit easier. And then we can take the backing off there. And then when we bring that round like that, we put it right up to the score line. And that then leaves us with a little pocket.
Oh, perfect.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So now that allows us to then pop a little tag in there, like that. And that would be how it sits. So what we are going to do now, I'm going to grab a piece of our beautiful glitter card, because we want to make it a little bit more elegant. So we know that this is going to be 4 centimetres. We've just scored it at 4. So we're going to completely cover the front. So we'll take a little piece of our glitter card and we'll cut a strip to measure 4 centimetres, like that. And then we can just lift that up and we can check that that fits there perfectly like that. And then I just pop that onto there. I can measure that measures roughly about 5.5, but we can always trim off any excess if it's a little bit too wide. And you can do that after you've stuck it on if you want to. So let's just move that out of the way. So you can see how that will fit onto there like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim a tiny little bit off the edge there, which I can do with my scissors because it's just a tiny bit like that. And if you use your big scissors, you'll get a nice straight edge. But you can do it on your cutter if you want to. And then we can attach that onto there. So let's just do our little board there. And we can pop this on with our tape runner. Like that. And then that will pop under there. So that then creates our little glittery envelope like that. And we'll just check the bottom of that. If there's a little overhang, you can snip that as well. And there we go. So that makes our little panel that we've got there.
That's really
like
cute.
That.
That's so good.
It's clever, isn't it, how
Really
you can do
clever.
it? So now we need to bring in the white card again. What we're going to do this time, we're going to do the snowflake. So we'll pop the snowflake on here. Now, because I'm not going to do this as a tag with a top and then do the snowflake at the bottom. You can do if you want to, but what I am going to do is just pop a little bit of tape. I don't know why I got a huge piece of tape there, but anyway, that's okay. We can at least make sure it stays where we put it. And then I'm going to use my original tag just to give me an idea of the size, because, and I'll tell you the size of that. Let's give you the size of that. So in inches it's 3.5, and in centimetres, because I know we all measure differently, it is, let's go with centimetres, it's 9.
Right.
It's 9. So obviously, if we pop that in there now, we need to be able to see the whole of that snowflake. If we did it any shorter, that would go lower down and we wouldn't be able to see it. So obviously that's what we need to do. So I'm going to cut this to about 4 there, just while I get that through the die cutting machine. And again, this is another great way of using up all your scraps. Really is a fabulous way of using your scraps, because it means you know, even if you're going into your bigger sheets of card, we've got so many boxes and bags. I read somewhere the other day that on, I think it was on one of the Facebook pages, that somebody had 19 bags of scraps that they were giving away. I'm just going to pop that through again, give it another little go.
When you say bag, what size bag? I
don't know, it didn't say, it just said they'd got 19 bags of scraps that they wanted to give away to anyone that could use them.
Wow.
I was like, wow. Remarkable. Okay, so now what we can do, when we take that off, and then again, this makes it clear, because there you can see where we can now cut. So if I snip there, and I snip there, then again, we can bring that onto the trimmer again and use the line to cut down. So it makes it really easy for us.
Yeah.
So we can see where we are going with the cut. Straight down there. And then again, straight down here. And this is the ideal time to grab yourself a paper trim if you've not got one, because it works really well for using these dies. And then obviously, if we bring in my original one, once you've done one of these, then you can use yours as a template and measure it. So again, I'm going to do that. And there we go. And pop that out of the way. And then we're just going to pop that onto a piece of the beautiful glitter card, just so that it will match, and then we'll cut round it. So let me get my tape runner for this bottom part, and then I'm going to grab my dotty tape runner to do the snowflake. So just grab that out of my bag. There we go. Okay, we can use that. I'm sticking it onto glitter card, so it needs to be you know, full of adhesive on there, because then we need to just snip around it like that. So again, we've got that gold shining through.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Again, can you imagine if you were having a Christmas wedding? You know, something like this would be amazing on your table.
I've only ever been to one Christmas wedding, and it was one of the most beautiful weddings I've been to.
Oh, how nice.
More, yeah, not the most traditional thing, I suppose, is it really? But nice to think about doing.
Yeah, most people like a sunny day, don't they?
Yeah.
So, but it can be sunny in winter and just nice and fresh and crisp. Okay.
That's what we planned for the day we got married.
Right.
It was in the middle of a storm, pretty much.
Oh.
And we were in a marquee.
Oh. Oh, gosh.
Oh, dear. Never forget it.
No, I would hope not, yeah. No matter what the weather was.
Oh, I mean, yeah, obviously, Sheila, exactly right.
So now we've got a little teeny piece of white and a little teeny piece of the gold, and we can pop that then onto here, like this. Stick it in our little envelope. Ooh. And then we've got our tag. Oh gosh, let's pick that up. There we go. Let's do that again. Okay, so we're going to pop this onto here, like that. And it's a really simple way of doing it. We can pop this now into our little envelope like that. We can add a little bow as well. Let's do a little bow on there, like that. So we can have a little bow or a little, just a little like tag like that. And then the last thing to do is just to secure that down with a little foam pad, like that. So let's grab a foam pad and we can pop that under the this section here, so it holds that down. Okay, like this. And we can pop that there, just under there like that. And then that's done. And you could add a little bit of glue on there as well, so it actually holds that down. But if we bring the two of them in now, you'll see how we've got two different ones. You know, if you're doing it for a wedding, you could actually use ribbon of the colour of your bridesmaids or something like that just to tie it in. But yeah, really quick and easy to do, quite fun.